Our final project, laboratory exercise M13, introduces a working environment where we explore the aspects of using assembly language with high-level programming language. In our case, it will be C and C++. So we're going to program a small desktop running total calculator using integer arithmetic. But before we talk about the actual programming tasks and challenges in this project, let's refresh our knowledge regarding assembly procedure calls to and from C++. To begin, I'm going to create an empty project. Just clicking File, New Project. And notice that my filtering on project types is set to C++. The platforms are Windows, all project types, and this is my choice to create the project empty C++ Windows console application. So that's what I have in my project creation wizard. So I'm going to click Next. Of course, the project name will be M13. And I'm going to continue using the same location on my hard drive that I've used for previous projects. So just replace it with this, and I recommend that you always check this solution and project in the same directory to simplify the directory structure of your project. So this is all we have to do in this project creation wizard, and just click Create. You too can create an empty project from scratch, like I did, or you can just download the project prototype. The same one that I am just about to develop today, right here. You can download it here. So I'll develop it and upload my results under this link, so you can finish the required work using this copy. It's really up to you whether you want to download the prototype or just follow the steps that I do in here. So things we already know about procedure calls to and from C++. Well, first of all, of course, the C and C++ compiler is going to use flat memory model, the same model that we've used in our small assembly programs. And all procedure calls are near, meaning again that all procedures are placed in the same large memory segment. So this of course makes overall any call and return coordination between multiple modules written in different languages or the same languages potentially quite easy. So hopefully this is what we can deal with today in the set of challenges that we're going to solve. So procedure name coordination is actually a little bit more complicated than call and return. So obviously assembler adds the @n suffix to names, where n is the number of parameters passed on the stack measured in bytes. So we really need to find out the matching number of bytes between what C++ compiler does and what we do in our own code. So assembler generates leading underscore character automatically if the standard calling convention, standard call, is specified in the beginning of the program. So we're this is the link to the summary page with the table, a summary for different types of calling conventions. So coordination of uppercase and lowercase letters is also important. So basically, all uppercase and lowercase letters really should match in all modules when you're trying to program calls across different modules. C++ allows, just like Java, allows name overloading for functions, so that the same identifier can refer to different functions. For C++ programmers, these functions differ only in the number of parameters and parameter types. The parameter type can also be different, but it does not participate in the overloading function name overloading resolution. So internally, C++ compiler automatically decorates these function names in such way that functions differ in their names by the time they are seen by the linker. Okay, so this is just some knowledge about name decoration that we may or may not need in our project today. So calling conventions, of course, are sets of rules that we have to follow. And most used calling conventions that we deal with are using C and C++ environment, using assembly to write specific modules in assembly, and also making Windows API calls. So we really need to focus on C style calling convention and standard calling convention most of the time. So by default, assembly programs use standard call. When you just say model flat, it will assume that you are using standard calling convention. Again, there is a link to the summary table of calling conventions and their rules that we discussed earlier in our talk about procedures. So when dealing with high-level languages, it's the really programmer's responsibility to understand the calling conventions used by that specific language when we're trying to make or develop an application that uses this mixed language programming with potential assembly code and, in our case, specifically C and C++. In assembly language, everything is quite simple. The value returned in register EAX with regard to the return values from procedures and functions. So EAX register has basically two possibilities. It's a numeric value that the function or procedure intends to return, or an address or pointer to some other variable or structure in computer memory. So if we have a 16-bit return type, it is usually passed in a least significant word, the register AX of register EAX. All right, so let's consider an example of cross programming language calls, and we're going to use this sample that demonstrates assembly module. This is the copy of this module right here, which is written in assembly, and it contains a procedure that copies one text string to another string. So this is the text. And the caller program is actually a program written in C++. All right, so I'm just going to basically go to my project, which is called M13 on my system, and I'm going to add new folder here and name it source, and basically go ahead and download. So this would be my path, and I'm just going to use the download links, this download link and this download link, to download. Basically right click and say save link as, and download everything in this specific folder right here, M13 source, and just save it here. So this is my ASM file that I'm going to save, and this is my C++ file with main function in it, which I also going to save here. All right, so just you can see that as soon as I right click and save the files, they appear in my folder. Okay, so this is fine. Now we're going to go back to our project settings, or rather Solution Explorer to be exact. View Solution Explorer, and under source files, of course, we can now say add. Right click, add existing item, and specify under source that we have two of these files. I usually press control click, and select both files at once. I want to include both of these. Both of them are source files. One is written in assembly, another one is written in C++. So we're just going to add them both to our project. So this is the starting point. So we just created the project using absolutely all default settings assigned to us by the project wizard, and then we added 2 source files that we just downloaded from this section of our handout. And so we're now just about to make sure that we can build this and explore what this sample demonstrates.